Hello, it's Charles Fockaert, December 21st, 2018. This is the winter solstice, longest night of the year and the shortest day. I wish you all a happy winter solstice. I want to show you a picture of the sun as it was heading towards me, excuse me, this morning. Go have a look at that, shall we? I was sitting here in the mobile cabin this morning, and I opened up my curtain, and this is what I saw, and I said, I gotta go out. I've got to go out and get this image recorded. And there it is, the shortest day of the year beginning. So this video is on wealth, and I want to tell you, I want to explain to you my concept right now at this moment of wealth. Tuesday I was in town. We got moved out of where we were. They wouldn't let us park anymore, so I had to run around and do a bunch of things that I was going to do the next day. And I went, and this is what at the end of the day, when it was all over and I was parked here, and I got to thinking about, man, I am a wealthy man. And here's why. My tank in my vehicle here is full of fuel. That means I can go about 400 miles on one tank. My water tank is full. My black tank and my gray tank are empty. My propane tank is full. I got all my shelves here with food for I don't know how long, depends on how much I eat. I met a buddy here over there in Parker, and he's this guy behind Nomadic Nation. And I have friends. I have support. I have Joe and TNT there in the Midwest, and Michael's, and I don't want to forget any. Ben, I have been communicating with Ben. He sounds like a really nice guy. Got a great family, homeschooling, thinking about maybe going full time. And I met this guy, and he made a video, and it's over there at his channel, Nomadic Nation, and type in my name. I don't have the link or anything yet, but you can watch that. We put a solar system on, or we're putting a solar system on the unit. It's almost done. I got the worst part over with. Oh, by the way, talking about food, supplies. We got these. My buddy turned me on. His name is Steven. He's one of those guys with a bunch of names like me, you know, Chuck, Charles, Charlie, Chaz, and others. I've been eating a lot more of salmon, and I feel. And he gave me a bunch of pills on fish oil, in a pill, you know. I used to have that. I left it back in Montana, so I kind of quit taking it. But I've been doing that, and I'm feeling a lot looser. Boy, those joints are all tightened up with deposits of calcium and stuff. I won't go into that right now, but it's very important to learn about your body and how it works, and how the chemicals. I'm learning about calcium, how important calcium is, and potassium and magnesium. And that's the point. I'm a wealthy man in the sense that I have my health. I can climb up the ladder on my RV and get up on the roof, and I do it constantly working on the system. Let's go have a look at that, shall we? Here's my ladder, and I go up on top of the roof to get up there to get access my other container up there that I keep a few things in. And then I have my bike, and I've ridden this bike into town many times, 4.5 miles per day on the bike at least. I don't do it every day, but other days I walk when I don't ride. So anyway, we're going to put, or we did put already, these two panels up on the roof. So I was up and down, and my buddy Steven, he calls himself Stevie. He helped me quite a bit, and I'll do a whole video on the road with Charles Fockaert about my solar system install, but that'll come later. So I was sitting here and I was thinking about how wealthy I am and how content I am with my life right now. And this is in spite of all the interference by the Esau Edomites. And it's just amazing that when you have a relationship with the Creator and you actually believe the Word of God, life's pretty good. Life's pretty good. And I was talking with a fellow the other day, and I was telling him about how in a certain situation where I had to give something. See, a lot of people think that when you give, it's money. No, there's a, you know, that was misinterpretation. The first thing somebody said in response to what I said when I said you need to let go, we're too stingy, is there's a lot of things that you can give besides money. And you can give a good word, you can give a word of encouragement, you can give a thumbs up, you can give a positive comment, you can give some of your time, you can, there's a lot of things that you can do. And you know what, when you give, is when you feel good. The problem with the white race is we're given our resources and our talents and our abilities and our funds and our money to the wrong people. We're giving them to the people outside of our race. We think we've got to include everybody. I mean, how would it be if you brought everybody? And I've brought people into my house, and I've brought homeless people. I brought all kinds of people that lived in my house for a long time, and it's a big sacrifice. Depending on the, we've had foster children, so I have some experience with having people inside of my house, and many of you have too. You just don't let anybody and everybody in. I have done that in the past, and it was a mistake. So here we're letting people in that are of a completely different race, completely different language, completely different cultures, completely different ways of thinking, and we're supposed to all get along, and we're not supposed to hate. Contentment with godly fear. Oh, back to the story. The Spirit was working on me to give something that was important to me. I used it all the year before, and it was a very good quality. And to give that away, I asked, because I've done this before and I've given stuff away, and then I regret it because it wasn't person or whatever. And sometimes I say, well, why did I do that? Like I loaned this guy this money that took off, and I haven't heard from him since. See, you go, but in the overall picture, it's very, very minor. And when you lend to others, it's Yahweh he's the bank. He's the one that pays you back, and he doesn't believe in interest. He believes in what, 10-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. I like the return on investment when you invest on his terms, folks. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot going on. But I try not to think about it too much. I have a pretty good idea what's going on. And you know what? One thing I am going to say, I got a strike. Oh, no, not a strike. I got the last video I did on Camp of the Saints, invasion of the United States and Europe, and I ended there with a little clip from one of our most famous people, our most loved people in the world, Barbara Lerner Specter, there in Sweden. And then I got that video within minutes. So before I got home from the library, it got flagged. Hold on, I got hot water going. While I was getting my coffee, and I want to thank you, Joe. One thing I like about, I have to go and empty my tanks, and but it's not. I don't look at it like I have to. I get to go and empty my tanks. I get to go get water. I get to put the solar system on the roof, because then now it's going to charge my batteries. And here's the cable coming down from the roof, and the battery is being charged right now by the Honda because it's overcast outside. But see, active. I'm so active. I've got so many things to do. I did a lot of little things around the mobile cabin. When you're in a house, they pump the water in. You don't have to. They pump the electric in, or they pipe it in, or however it is. Everything's kind of taken, so you don't think about it. But you know what? About 3 years ago, I suggested you do a 3-day, no power, no electronics, nothing, just what you have in the house. Can't flush the toilet. And I don't think anybody probably even did that, because they say, I'm going to be okay. The power's going to come back on. Water's going to come back. You know, they wouldn't let. But not too long ago, a month or two ago, the Department of Homeland Security came out and actually told us to prep for at least 6 months. Alrighty? So I'm proud. The other thing I like about my situation is now I'm very content with it, is I'm mobile. I can move around. I met a buddy that says, I'm trying to get a group of people together so we can watch each other's back. And that's what I'm talking about, this community project. I got another video coming on this rubber tramp rendezvous. I think you'll find that video interesting. I did. Oh, by the way, my buddy Stephen, one more good thing about life right now is, thank goodness the Israelites know how to make a good brew. Nothing better than sitting out with a buddy. At the end of the day, he helped me. The least I can do is pay him well, right, folks? So I don't normally do this, but hey, it was called for, and a couple of weeks ago was a special day of mine. And so anyway, we got it all, folks. We don't need all these other cultures coming in and ruin it for us. Boy, that's a video in itself. So thank you. Share this. Don't forget my buddy over there. He made a video. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for being part of this. Thank you for making my life so enjoyable at this time. May the grace of God, our Father, the creator of the white race, the Caucasian race, if that makes me a hater, so be it. What's it make you? If I can't love my creator and my people. May his grace be upon us all, for we most certainly need it. See ya. And this one comes later. Have a good day. See ya.